Welcome to Who You Know with Michael Sublett of Oddmost Pizza and Arthur Meeker of Extreme Graphics. We're shining the spotlight on businesses right here in the Pacific Northwest, celebrating their growth, their networking wins, and the impact they make in their communities. From small town gems to big community players, this is where connection meets inspiration.
One of the fun things about doing this podcast is that we get to have really good guests on our show. And today I thought it'd be really good to bring on somebody that I really admire his video work, Andrew Yancey. And I've known him for several years now. He's done some projects for me. I've seen some of his other projects that he's done. He's got quite the eye for video production. And so welcome to our show.
Thanks. I thought you were going to say we have a great guest, but he's coming next week.
Yeah.
It's a good setup. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's good to be here, though.
Thanks for coming on the show. So tell me a little bit about, how did you get into videography? Because, it just seems like every once in a while you'll see people just pop up. I got a cell phone and I'm going to do this. And I know yours is a little bit more in depth than just a cell phone. So you have some really nice equipment. Tell us about it.
Yeah. So I think most people get into videography because they love movies. And so when I was younger, I loved movies, and originally I thought I wanted to be an actor. And I found out very quickly that was not the case, because this is foreign to me. I'm more comfortable behind a camera, so this is out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, you got to quit looking at the camera now.
I know, it's weird. Yeah, I feel safer where Ashley is right now. But
you're breaking the fourth wall.
I know, yeah.
Right out of the gate, you're breaking the fourth wall.
I know, the Carnelson.
Start again, Andrew.
You got to act candid. You got to look away. Yeah, she's like, which, by the way, if you're ever being filmed and you don't want to be on camera, look at the cameras, because I'll be filming an event or something, and everyone's supposed to act candidly, and it's usually someone younger or whatever, they're just spiking the lens, they're looking right at it, and I can't use that shot. So just if you don't want to be on camera in an event recap, if you're looking at the lens, they're not going to use that shot. So
good.
Yeah.
Find
Little side
every
note.
camera
Every videographer's
and
going to be
look at
really
it,
mad
yeah.
at me for saying
I
that,
hate
but
that. No.
But if you want to be on camera, look really casual, natural. But so being in front of the camera is not my typical thing, but and I found that out when I was a kid. So I realized I wanted to be, I think a director was the first thing I thought of, because that's the first role I thought of. And then I realized that the cinematography is what really was what I was passionate about, getting the shots and compositing, or just, the actual camera work was really exciting for me. So when I was 10 or 11, I started filming short videos with my friends. We'd see an action film or just any kind of film, and we got to recreate that. It's usually action films, because when you're a young boy, you want to make blood and action and fight scenes, and those were really fun to make. So I did those throughout middle school and high school, and I actually got invited to work on a feature film when I was 16, because the director had seen some of my YouTube videos. And this is back, YouTube was still relatively early. It wasn't the beginning, 2006 era of YouTube. It was still early on, but he had seen some of my videos and he invited me to work on his feature film. And My Dog the Champion, I don't know if you guys have seen it, a direct-to-DVD classic. And that experience really solidified the idea that I wanted to do this for the rest of my life. So I worked on that for 6 weeks down in Texas and had a blast. I got to see how a full set operates and how everyone interacts, and just how much passion everyone, because they're not getting paid a ton of money for this particular film. Yeah. So everyone there wants to be there, loves to be there, and it's cool seeing everyone come together and work as a team to create a unified vision. And that just made it more exciting for me. And I kept pursuing that, went to film school in Montana. This is where Fred and I first bonded. He loves Montana State.
Oh, yeah.
And went to film school there. Unfortunately, so the reason I went there was because I had been told that it was a great film school. And I had met a few people that had graduated from there and went on to work and do great things. The year I got there, they had cut the budget. And so everything that made it a really great film school kind of fell out the window. So I went there for a year, and I was paying out-of-state tuition to kind of relearn. I was very proactive in my childhood, so I was kind of paying out-of-state tuition to relearn what I already knew. And I had a bit of an ego too, so I was like, no, I don't need this. So what I told my parents was, give me 3 months. If I can find a job in the industry, then I'm going to pursue that. If not, then I'll go back to school and I'll finish and get my, I'll finish it up. And in the last week of that timeline, I got hired by the Montana Television Network as a commercial producer, and been working in the industry ever since.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's
I
really
lucked
cool.
out.
What's your favorite part of it?
There's so many things I love about it. It's one of the things is when you're visualizing what you're creating in the pre-production phase and then being able to create that or make it better than what you thought it could be. Working with clients, it's really cool to make their vision come to life. You can collaborate with them and say, hey, here's kind of what we're thinking, and then they can put in their input as well. And then like working with businesses, telling their story in a way that makes them proud and does a great job of showing them off, and then also has a great benefit. Like when people are watching it, it achieves the goals that they're wanting to accomplish. That's really satisfying.
I can tell that you live the part because you have a tattoo.
I do, yeah. Right at 18, I'm like, I'm gonna get it, yeah. So I designed it myself. It's if you were to play it like a real film strip, the heart would be pumping. So each frame is a different phase of the heart beating.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So when you did that, did you like have it in a flip book so it was a little bit different as you went along?
Kind of. I'm not a great artist, so it was a really rough sketch, and I went to my tattoo artist, Aaron Carey. He's actually here in Salem, and I was like, here's kind of the idea, and then we got some images online of like what a more realistic look of a heart pumping.
yeah,
So
yeah.
then he was able to use that and then design it off of my like.
I'd be like, you see this right here?
Yeah.
I want to put this in heart, but yeah, they'd be like,
Yeah,
A
right.
little stick figure.
Yeah, like the Valentine's Day heart. Yeah, I'm like, not quite that, but.
because I'm like, I'm a Pictionary artist, basically, is all I am. You
Yeah.
know? And so
Pictionary
what's
artist.
funny
I
is
love
Arthur, I take and I say, here, I like something like this, you know, and they turn it into something really cool.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that Ashley does for us in video and stuff like that. She's able to do all these things to make us look professional.
It feels good, doesn't it?
I like that. I like the slice of pizza and the gorilla video.
Oh yeah. When I was turning everybody into like
Animals,
aliens,
pizza.
Oh, I did.
Sasquatch. And,
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
And I was curious, so how does AI impact what you do?
Yeah, so I use it a lot in pre-production. So I work with a lot of different industries, and I'm not familiar with all of them. So if I need help coming up with quality questions to ask them that are relevant to what they're doing, I'll use AI to help me get that list going. So I don't want to waste their time. So when I'm meeting with them, I have a very limited window usually. So I want to make sure that I'm asking them questions that are relevant to also the story that we're trying to tell, and keeping it cohesive basically. So I'll use it for that. It's also just a great way to brainstorm with ideas. So I use it for kind of speeding up that process. There are things in the actual production phase that I'll use it for too. For example, if I'm filming an interview with someone and we have a boom mic, which is just like a long, a microphone on like a stick basically. And before that, we would have it like right outside the frame so you don't see it in the shot. But now I can get it in the frame as close as I can to the person's face basically, so they can, the microphone's closer to them, and I can use AI to remove it from the shot. And that way we just get better quality audio that way, and it speeds up the whole process. But in terms of generative AI, I don't use it too much. I'm not a huge fan of that. I understand its purpose and I appreciate its purpose for the right opportunity, but that's taken away the thing that I love about video, which is creating the shot. So I don't use it too much for full generation.
The way I look at it is I think there's a difference between using it as a tool or using it as a crutch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I like the fact that, it's an important tool to be able to use, to be able to make what you do better, enhance what you do.
Right.
And I think a lot of people nowadays use them as crutches. Like they just think that AI can do all of that work for them in a way. And it's just, you could really tell. It's kind of,
Yeah. And the thing that scares me about it is, I don't know, I might just be too cynical about it, but
cynical? Come to my world.
Beautiful, perfect.
You can just sit in this chair. It'd be great.
Well, I think it removes like the element of like pursuit, because what I credit like my life currently to is that pursuit of, I guess this sounds so corny, pursuit of greatness, but trying to get better and better at videography or whatever the skill is someone's trying to do. With AI, I feel like it, and I don't know, I'm not. Again, could be cynical, but I feel like it removes that pursuit, because you just type in a prompt and you get it. But when you're manually making it and you're creating the craft on your own from scratch, you go through the trial and error, you go through that experience of creating your own thing and learning what works, learning what doesn't work, and it's a process. And that process is what's really fun and exciting. But if you eliminate that process, I feel like it's less exciting. You're not going to get as many passionate people who are doing creative stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe they will. And maybe it'll just give them more opportunities to do that. But currently, just with my background, I see that kind of removing that pursuit a little bit more.
Yeah, I can see that. We struggle with it in our shop all the time because that's the new thing now. With people come in, here's the logo I want. I just did that on ChatGPT, or here's what I want for a sign or whatever, or my vehicle wrap. And the vehicle wrap is the hardest one because it throws some really weird elements in there, and it's not reproducible because it makes its own font up too.
Yeah.
It's not even a true type font that it produces. So when we have a customer that comes in and shows us something, they go, this is the logo or design I want. And we're like, well, what font is that? Well, I don't know. That's what ChatGPT gave me. And there's no such thing as that font.
Right.
And so it all has to be, and then trying to explain it to the customer why they just showed us the design what they want, but we have to charge them graphic design fees. And that's
They get mad.
Oh yeah, it's a whole conversation.
They understand though, right?
We have to bring them to the computer, upload their picture, and then show them what shoe size was, and then it will look like that on the screen.
Yeah.
And they're going, yeah, the whole thing. The whole thing looks like this right there on the screen, pixelated.
I'm gonna turn into make me Max Headroom. I don't know if you guys know who Max Headroom is.
But that's
No. Sorry.
Okay, I'm old officially.
Yeah.
Just now officially.
Who
is he? I don't know. So when it comes to the AI stuff like we were talking about, I think the thing I look at too, though, is if people use that stuff, I think they're bound by it, you know. And I think when you do the work organically and you actually have to think, I think you can expand AI instead of being inside of AI. And I think so what you're talking about, to me, that's how I translate that, is because I think if you don't put in the work and you're able to create these things through AI, you have a ceiling, in my opinion. And I think when you do the work, you continually build those structures, you know, wider and, you know, and make it more vast, you know, that you can do and stuff. So I get that. I have a hard time with AI in a lot of different areas, but you know, you deal with it knee deep. I don't have to so much because, I mean, thank God AI can't make a pizza.
yeah, yeah,
It would look like this.
yeah, yeah.
Or
Yes.
this. But I don't know. It's got to be a weird industry that you're in right now, because it's a pretty, you know, it's a pretty exciting industry that it's like what everybody wants to do in a lot of ways, especially all the young kids, you know. But you broke through. So what do you think? How did you break through, in your opinion? Like, what is it? Just because you said no, this is what I want to do, and you made the focus so linear that you could just get through the whole thing? Because I'm sure you just run into the mob of people, you know. So what did you think got you there?
So when I got into it, it wasn't as, I mean, it was popular, but it wasn't as popular as it is now. So when I was doing videos in like high school, it wasn't necessarily the cool thing to do. It was far from that, actually. And there was a few top YouTubers. There's like a handful of them. Now there's tons and tons and tons of YouTubers. There's influencers now. Yeah. And everyone wants to be on camera. Everyone wants to make videos. That wasn't necessarily the thing when I was making videos. So I think, so there was like no competition, really. I was just doing it because I wanted to make movies. There's a few other people that were kind of doing it as well. And yeah, I also, even if people were doing it and it was popular, I would still be doing it just because I love the process. It's a lot of problem solving. So that's what excites me, is one, like the problem solving aspect, especially when you're limited. I think that's another thing that AI kind of removes, is that you're more creative the more limitations you have. And when you're first starting out, you don't have, or I didn't have much, you know. I just had like one little camera, and I'm trying to do like practical effects, which are like visual effects that are in camera. And learning how to do those firsthand is just so much fun. And now I just think it's like a click of a button and you can do some of these effects, and I don't really know like where I'm going with this at all.
It's fine. I'm following you.
It's
My
fun.
brain does this, so you're
long
great.
story short, I love what I'm doing, and I think that's just the most exciting thing, and it never gets boring for me. There's always things I could learn. I think that's what keeps it fresh for me, is that there's always things I could get better at in every element, like from the video side to the editing side, to even just like the interviewing side. Like you guys you got it down. Like there's a lot of things you can you do.
I look like that.
Well, that's true. She's
got it
actually
down.
shot it down.
That's what I'm
Ashley's the pro.
Yeah.
That's a skill in itself, making you guys look good.
Yeah,
so
and that's
yeah.
what a good
Houston,
video
there's a
is.
problem.
Yeah. So there's tons of areas that you can be good. Like videography isn't you're just good at one thing. Like there's a spectrum of things that you need to be good at to be.
I've kind of
quality.
walked that journey with Ashley as she's gone through that process too. But like you said before, all the kids nowadays want to be on camera, where this is
Yeah.
where you started too. And then you were like, okay, wow, and you just kind of all your way to get what you actually want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that is also going to be how people are following? I mean, is there a wide enough gap at the top for there to be a lot of people to do what you do?
Yeah, there's even more so now. I feel like because there's a niche audience for anything. You know, like you can make a video about. I mean, like even like I remember when ASMR first came out. I'm like, that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Like I can't imagine that getting big, and it's huge. ASMR is like its own like mega category now. So there's all these little niche categories that, in that case, didn't end up being that niche. So there's people are interested in you like.
So what's that?
Oh,
What's
I
a
don't-
ASMR?
So there's people eating food, there's people like eating candy, or there's people playing with different things like squishy toys or
Okay.
like bowls of water with like glass or marble balls in it, and they're just like scooping it, and then they're just
That's it.
tapping on stuff. If you look at younger girls right now, they like to get fake nails and they love tapping on everything. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's a thing.
I don't know what it stands for,
Especially
but it's the
food.
audio part.
Thank you, because I'm like, I still don't know what
Especially
the.
Yeah.
food. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a visual stimulation thing or a
It's
sound
audio.
thing? It's audio.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's paired with visuals, but like that's not what it's
Yeah.
about. It's about that
Yeah.
the noise. Yeah.
There's
It's
some people that fall asleep to it.
oh yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. It's with AI. So many people, they tend to over rely on it and they forget the human element side of it.
Yep.
And if you use it in the right ways, it can accent and elevate what you're doing, but don't overuse it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tool.
That was
Should
an
be a tool.
elegant way of saying it.
Yeah.
I can't put that to words, but that was exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, because I've made some imagery that there's trending stuff, and certain businesses are like, oh, we want to jump on that trend.
Yep.
You make it, and then you get attacked by people because they're like, oh, that AI slop, but it's really the person behind it with the imagination
Right.
that is telling it what to do. But is that all you do? No.
Mm-hmm.
No. There's so many more layers.
But we
Right.
have,
Yeah.
we have Liz out, and she's one of our franchisees out in the stores, and she's starting to play around with that too. And she's like, I just spent 12 hours straight trying to make this clip, and it's like there's a lot of time commitment to be
Right.
good at something, no
Yeah.
matter what it is. But you talk about that, I work with zero marketing budgets. Like you have no money, so you have to get creative. You're
Yeah.
like, okay, how can I make this work?
Right.
And so it's interesting when you don't have the finances and stuff. I think it really makes you much better, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure athletes are the same way. Yes, go ahead.
So on your video production that you do a lot of commercial stuff.
Yeah.
I saw the one for Ferris that you did.
Yeah.
And that was really good. What's your favorite video that you've done? Because I know you do a lot of commercial stuff.
Yeah.
That's your main bread and butter, right?
Right. It is. Yeah. Yeah. Right. I mean, that's what pays the bills. Is the
Right,
commercial
right.
stuff. Yeah.
Bread and butter.
I've showed it to networks. It's the log truck driver one because it was the reason it's my favorite is because it's exactly how I wanted it to be. And when you're going through a video, it doesn't always work out that way. It still comes out like it's still an exciting process, but there's things there's sometimes you got to compromise this or that, or find a workaround for something. And for this one, it was what I pitched to the Freres families. Like I wanted to do a day in the life of a log truck driver, and there's a lot of variables involved that you don't have control over, but they gave me free range, and which is awesome. That is where it really comes down to. When you have that ability to just be flexible, and they were very accommodating. I got to shadow their log truck driving department for a couple days before we even began filming, which is that's incredible because that gave me the opportunity to learn what they do, and also instead of using this was even before ChatGPT, but it gave me the opportunity to figure out what those questions are that I need to ask during the interview process, and just have a better understanding of what it's like to be a log truck driver before we even make the video, because it's tough to like make a video about someone that you don't know anything about, or just trying to relate to them too, because sometimes they're like, all right, their employer's making this random guy come in with a camera and film them. They're not always the most welcoming to that. Like, they have to do it for their job, but when I get to know them in advance, it helps it tremendously throughout the course of it, because I've earned their respect. I showed up there at 3 a.m. to get started with them, and without even bringing a camera, just spending the day with them and just seeing how they operate. And once I've earned their respect, then it's a lot easier to, like, when I interview them, for them to be more comfortable on camera, and they understand that I'm not going to make them look like a fool. I'm going to make them look good, and I'm going to represent them in the way that they want to be represented the best. Yeah. So that's why that's my favorite video. Okay, that was cool. A long answer.
You're kind of like a Mike Rowe with
I
Dirty
love
Jobs.
Mike Rowe, yeah.
Dirty Jobs, getting in there and learning it and doing it and stuff like that. Now what you need to do is you jump in there and do that, but you have a camera guy following you doing.
We'll see.
There you go.
This is already out of my comfort zone, but maybe. But yeah, Mike Rowe's actually one of my idols. That guy is awesome.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing.
That show led into Deadliest Catch.
Yeah, which is also a great show.
Yeah.
Tell me, you've kind of shared a little bit with me about a new project that you're breaking out, and this is going public today.
Yeah,
for everybody to know about. So I want you to share it with us, share it with everybody.
Yeah, so it's going back to kind of the roots of why I got into filmmaking in the first place, and the idea behind it is I meet a lot of cool people with my job, and I get to see really interesting industries. And I wanted to do a video or a show that highlights cool people doing cool things in Oregon, pretty much. And I worked on something similar in Montana as a documentary series, and I've wanted to recreate that for a while now. And I've been back in the Salem community for a long enough time now that I've got the connections, I've got the experience now that I feel confident enough to do it. So it's going to be a series that's going to be premiering on YouTube. It's called Oregon Icons, and it's just that. It's people that I find really interesting. They're doing cool things in the state of Oregon, and also who are helping just make the community a better place, whether that's through their craft or through their volunteer time or whatever it is. It's just a way to showcase people that I enjoy that are doing things here in town, or not in town, just in Oregon.
We won't be on this show, by the way.
No, I know
maybe one day. Well,
I had that right out of the gate.
I know. As soon as you said that, I'm like, well,
no, you guys are awesome.
Be on there. That leads me into a funny thing, and we found. Remember the connection of where you used to work at and where that came from? Do you remember us talking about that?
Man, I
the
should.
Red Ant.
Oh yes,
Remember that?
Red Ants Pants.
Yes. So,
yeah, their festival.
Yes. So
that's crazy. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was at a conference. Veronica Romney. She does a really great presentation on identity marketing and wrote a book and everything. And one of her conversations in there that she pointed out is about identity marketing is Red Ants Pants, and it was a woman's clothing line that was started by this lady who's a farmer and a rancher, and they didn't have women's workwear for farming and ranching, Western wear type stuff.
Right.
And so, because you go buy men's Wranglers or whatever to do it, and she started this whole branding thing, and we were talking about that, and I mentioned it to you, and you're like, "What? I was on that project for their big thing." So that was really cool.
Yeah. So the show's called Under the Big Sky. Yeah, because you were saying that, like, that all sounds so familiar. We filmed it maybe 10, 12 years ago, but same person, same story.
Yeah. So that was really cool. The world just is so small sometimes.
It is. But that's a great example of someone who's just a cool person doing a really cool thing. And like that's what I want to do, bring to Oregon, because there's tons of people doing cool stuff in Oregon. Like it's just a cool place, and I'm fortunate enough to have met a lot and worked with a lot throughout just my job and career with Skyline. And the thing that I want to change up on that is usually it's the employer who's paying for a marketing piece or some kind of a branding piece. This would be me choosing specifically who I want to feature, and the idea would be getting sponsors to pay for it versus that company specifically paying for their own video, basically.
Yeah. I think what I saw when you're talking about your project is that you're going to have the opportunity to see some really cool stuff along the way too.
I'm so excited.
And I'm
for that
so
part.
excited for you for that part of it, because you're going to get in there in the weeds with these people and learn about their life, but you're going to get to experience so much filming it and and learning about that. So I got a couple really good people for you to hook up with.
Nice.
That
That's also why I kind of want
I'm-
to do a little bias for that. 'Cause just
Yeah.
like I could experience some cool stuff, and
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm excited about
when you have
that.
a camera, you can go anywhere really.
Yeah.
And it's like we were doing a video with Skyline for the fire department, and just like you're like a kid again because you're like doing a ride along with them. They burned down a shed for like a burn to learn. We're flying the drone around, getting the flames, and it's like you don't get the opportunity to do that unless you're in those industries. So it's so exciting. It's a lot of fun.
Well, he gets to do a lot of stuff because he does so much of what he does, gets him into a lot of festivals, all kinds of cool stuff. Food, with distributors and stuff, they take me to places that I live vicariously through, what their lifestyle is like. That's probably one of the funnest things I have in business is being able to do that. The connections, you get to learn that stuff.
Yeah.
But filming, that would be different because you actually really get to dive in a lot of ways. You don't just get a lot of the superficial stuff. You get to actually dive in and spend that more of an intimate time with the things that you do. That would be really cool because I'm sure you've met a lot of famous people. I've met famous people and stuff like that, and they're all normal people.
Yeah.
It's just kind of weird, but you have to get past that. So I imagine being in your industry, you really have to get way past that.
Right.
Because they've got to get comfortable enough for you and respect you enough and have confidence in what you're going to produce for them because their life is all about that in a lot of ways. You could, it's almost like this guy could destroy me.
Yeah, he has a lot of power.
Yeah. Is there like a particular thing that you don't really want to do? Like somebody comes to you and says, "Hey, I'm world famous, known for free bridge jumping, bungee jumping. I want you to film this, and you got to jump off with me." I mean,
Oh no, I would do that. That would be cool.
Or
it's like for Oregon Icons.
Yeah, that's
Or you have to live in a house with 7 strangers.
yeah.
Film it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest reality TV fan, so anything around that world, maybe not. But like the extreme sports things like that, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I guess there's not really, as long as like they're a good person and they're doing something that is just exciting to me, I'm all for it.
There you guys hear it, man. If
Yeah, right.
get a
Just
hold
find
of
me.
him, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a waiting list after this show goes
Well,
out.
that's the plan. Yeah. So I'm still working on the website. The idea is to have, because I have a list of people that I want to reach out to that I have thought of already, but there's going to be like a page that you can nominate someone basically or refer someone to be featured on it. And that I imagine we'll be relying on that pretty heavily once I go through my list of people.
I think some things this could work with us too, because we have the opportunity to go do goat yoga here pretty soon.
Goat yoga, yeah.
Yeah, and so we're gonna do.
Come on, you're gonna get me over there. No.
Yeah,
You guys.
we're gonna.
If we do goat yoga, I'm probably not going to be able to have a microphone on.
Yeah, put on the goat.
There'll be a lot of bodily sounds everywhere. Like, what is
I'm
that?
gonna borrow a pair of my wife's yoga pants.
There we go,
Oh
yeah.
my God! I get it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And but no, like for example, I'm hoping to get Lainey to come on our show and go to her facility and do goat yoga with her goats, because she became internationally famous with goat yoga.
Really?
And she's out of Corvallis. And I mean, internationally famous. She was on the Tonight Show.
Dang.
There's all kinds of references. When you're watching movies, somebody will mention something about goat yoga, doing goat yoga.
So did she start goat yoga? Because I've heard.
Yeah. She's
Also, how
the
do you start
originator.
goat yoga? Is it?
Well,
Just let them play around as you're doing yoga.
Are these goats trained for this? Like, what makes these goats particularly good?
And
You
the
know?
one.
I don't want to give
Yeah.
I don't want to give the
Goat
whole thing
pose.
away.
All right, yeah.
But it just really started with her and her friends
Okay.
doing yoga, and they were in the barn and the little baby goats.
That's
were-
hilarious.
But she wrote a book on it. She wrapped a vehicle. She used to take them on a tour and go out.
The goats on a tour?
Yeah, she had a special van that she would take the goats and
That's
go
hilarious.
do events and stuff. She has a nice ranch now, and she does it there.
Dang.
But yeah,
funny
and
how
she has franchises now. So she has people around the country that have goat yoga franchises.
Man,
But that's a really good.
yeah.
And then I have a fishing guide. That's where I was the other day. He's like been 30 plus years, and I think he's like
You told me about him.
iconic guy. like very iconic.
A year from now, we're going to cut to this moment right here, and these episodes are going to be premiering. We're like, hey, remember Arthur introduced this concept, and now they're going to be premiering online.
I'm trying to talk John, my fishing guide guy. I got to work on him still, but maybe having a podcast, filming it. We can go fishing with them.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be really
do
cool.
that. But I think that would be fun for you. Things
Yeah.
like that. Get over in Eastern Oregon where they do mining and stuff like that. Get
Yeah.
you down into a mine or something like that. Or
That'd be sweet.
we've talked about your launching
Yeah.
your video stuff for the last couple of years and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. So I'm really proud of you for this.
Thank you.
So how you're part owner of Skyline Video,
Yeah. Yeah.
and mainly they do commercial type stuff for clients. Is that what Skyline does?
Pretty much, yeah. Commercials, branding. I mean, really any video that a business would need, we'll do. Like the log truck driver one, that's all through Skyline. The purpose of that was it had dual purpose. It was a general kind of culture branding video for Ferreras, but it was also, in a sense, a recruitment video as well, because they were using it to hire more log truck drivers. And the option they asked, so the main question, if you have like your CDL, your commercial driver's license, you can choose to drive on I-5, or you can be like a log truck driver. So the question I asked them was like, what would be the biggest difference? Like you can drive on I-5 and deal with crazy drivers all around you and kind of the same route, or you can be out in like the beautiful nature in like the Detroit Lake area, and it's just you.
Is there a point, is there something that you're trying to get to? I mean, other than it just being an in general thing, is there any really a specific thing that's like, this would be a goal, or like, man, this would be like my swan song or something to that effect? Is there something that would be where you're at, and it all kinds of come together to one point? What would that be?
My own studio, pretty much, where I can create. So like this Oregon Icons would be one of many shows or one of many movies that I would be producing. And I love Oregon. I mean, I wasn't born here, but I was raised here for the majority of my life. And having a studio in Oregon that can produce its own original content, basically. So TV shows, movies, anything that I think is going to be fun to make and fun to watch for people. I would love the opportunity to have the power to say yes or no, or write my own scripts for something, and basically just creating kind of just a studio in Oregon would be really cool.
So if somebody was to come to you and say, I want you to make a documentary of myself and follow me around for a period of time, is that something you would do?
Depending on what their story is, yeah. If they're very interesting, for sure. If they're just, I don't know, an office worker and have a lot of, But yeah, no.
A lonely pizza guy or something like that,
No, maybe a pizza documentary. I can just get all you can eat pizza.
Oh, yeah.
I was telling Charles when I joined Networks of Salem, I didn't really know many of the other businesses. I'd seen a few of them around, but when I saw that Odd Moe's was in the group, I was so excited. I'm like, the Power Forward pizza, man, that's my favorite pizza.
Yeah.
It's like, I love it. And Charles is also just a hilarious.
He
Odd
knows
Moe's, I knew you
pizza.
guys before I was in the group. I'm like, yes, this is a good group.
Look at that. Take that.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
Ouch.
I'm popping out.
Yeah, sorry.
Ouch.
And then I got to meet the other people. I'm like, okay, the whole group's really cool.
Oh, he knows how to make banners. He might be okay. He might be okay.
Pizza guy, vinyl guy. Pizza guy, vinyl guy. I'm more,
I know you're the favorite.
No, I appeal to the other senses.
Well, I mean, every time we have somebody in there and you say Odd Moe's Pizza, they're like, oh, I love Odd Moe's Pizza.
Pizza's a food group. So.
It is.
It is. And it's like one of the favorites, you know.
I think what's funny is you say A, it's the food group.
Yeah.
True,
It's
yeah.
like, that's why
is
the
a
pyramid
pyramid.
is
It's a slice,
a
yeah.
slice of pizza.
Yep.
We just try to add everybody else in to make them feel better. Yeah. We all know pizza's like, that's the thing. Sorry, go ahead. But have your own studio, as I think that'd be pretty neat to have full control of that creative. Because everything would be under that bubble and stuff,
Yeah.
which would be really, really neat. I mean, being business owners was nice. There's a lot of luxuries to that, but it's difficult. I think the number one thing I struggle with is the fact that I'm responsible for all of their futures. And
that's very stressful.
That is a tough one. And that's especially when it's about what you're trying to create and do. But it does bring other elements into it, and so it's exciting, But at the same time, there's more.
What? Okay.
He's like, I interrupted. I'm sorry.
I know. I had a great thought. My question was, like when I drive down the road, I really critique signs and other vehicles and graphics and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Do I critique other videos?
You eat out and you have a pizza somewhere.
Oh yeah, are you harsh? Are you a harsh critic?
No, I love to see what other people are doing.
Mm-hmm.
I like to see their approach, their angles. I like to see like, okay, well, I understand why they do this or that, this. Some I agree, some I don't agree. Obviously, I'm a student of the industry,
Mm-hmm.
so I really absorb all of that stuff. And I am, when I see even pizza places struggle, I don't find victory in that or anything like that.
Right.
I actually go like, okay, why are they dealing with this and how are they handling it and stuff. I probably, when I go out to eat, I look more in the kitchen. How are they doing it? What are their processes? Where are their intersections?
Yeah.
You know, I look for access in the parking lot. You're like, I don't think if you're there to, I mean, trust me, it's terrible. So that's where I focus on.
Well, I
But
think
no,
what I was
it's-
going with that is like I just see that when I'm driving down the road, I can spot
Yeah.
a crooked graphic a mile away.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
I
what
bet.
rookie did that shit work?
Yeah.
And but
No phone number, no website, no QR code.
yeah, and it's crooked on the side of the van.
Pixelated 'cause they upscaled it from AI.
They use the wrong body line on a van to measure off of, so it's always crooked or sideways. Or the owner goes like, I don't want to pay a shop to put that sticker on.
Right.
I'm going to put it on myself.
Yeah.
and
But
use that yellow tape to tape it on there.
Yeah, there
and then
you
just
go.
leave it there.
That's right.
I went into one of our stores and they had done that with the banner that you made me, the really nice one with the white mac and
Oh,
cheese.
yeah.
I'm like,
okay.
I wish I
By the way, we're having a show real quick.
Yeah, no, you're
If you wanna
fine.
watch
It takes the
our show-
pressure off me. No, yeah, let's ask you. So,
Hey,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
right over
there we
here.
go. Yeah, come
Hey, all right, now we're there we go. So
we got to get the guild mortgage in there too. There we go.
Oh, jeez.
Like how I did that.
Yeah, I love it. Very intentional.
But I guess my thing is do you watch other people's videos and go, what were they thinking?
I usually go and see like things I'm like, oh, that was cool. I wonder how they pulled that off, because there's always there's many ways to pull off different things. So I'm always curious about, and I'm like, oh, I wonder how they got that shot, or I wonder what they shot it with, you know, how they lit that.
Right.
It's more of a curiosity than a criticism more than anything. If it's someone I know personally and they're giving me they're showing me something to like be critical of, I'll find constructive criticism to give them. But it's also one of those things where, I don't know, I feel like the film community is very supportive around here, and it's, at least that's been my experience. So it's more of you're lifting people up, you're trying to like provide feedback that's beneficial to them if they're asking for it. Not everyone's like asking for feedback or not, but it's very rarely I'm looking at something and being like, oh, that's trash, unless it's like,
Well, maybe in
Something
your
obvious.
mind, you're thinking this, you know, not out loud, but you would lend. It sounds like you would lend
I
somebody.
mean, if a shot's out of focus, I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, why didn't they retake that? Or I guess, yeah, if there's a few things like, if I don't know,
I
like
think it's
if-
what you search for, though. I mean, if you're looking for
Yeah.
why they're doing, how they're doing, I mean, you're trying that student industry kind of thing where you're always trying to pick apart what you can learn from it. I think
Right.
that's probably a different focus. I think.
Well, I think in the graphic design world, if you are really good at photo editing and you're a genius and nobody knows you, don't get any street cred for a great design. You know, some people go, oh, that's really good. But as soon as you mess it up and you have like a shot there and you have an
Yeah.
extra arm with an extra finger in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
shot because you're terrible at editing,
Yeah,
then you get tore up and it
Yeah.
makes it goes viral.
yeah.
And everybody sees it, but when you do a really good job, it gets unseen.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of where I was going with that a little bit. But
So like with visual effects, not everyone's using visual effects, but, or actually, okay, here's the number one thing that catches my eye if it's not done right, and it's motion graphics. It's if someone, let's say like a text graphic is flying into the frame from out of frame, and it goes like this to that. This is really in the industry, but like, I like it when they do it, they ease it in. It's so dumb, and like it's only in the world of like editing, but I like it when it gradually slows down and it's a little bit more natural and organic on your eyes. Sometimes people bring it in and it just flies in and it stops immediately and it's a little bit more harsh. No one really notices that if you're not an editor or doing it on your own. But like I'll notice it if it's not, they call it easy ease in like, you know, like After Effects. If the easy ease in is a little harsh, I'll notice that. Like, oh, they should have toggled it a little bit and have it smooth in.
that's the type of thing I'm talking
Okay,
about.
all right, yeah.
That's what I'm
That-
talking about.
that
You're
catches my eye,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a certain style that you
Yeah.
like, and that's, and that makes or breaks a shot.
Yeah.
I like those videos that you see that are on, now people are doing, learn how to make my video, where he like you snap your fingers and all of a sudden something's done because they cut the frame,
Yeah.
or they do a trick shot like they shrunk up and they're in the oven or somewhere.
Right, yeah.
Like that.
Jump into a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. I think those are
Watched
really
something
cool.
like that last night.
Yeah, yeah, and it's learn how to do these shots and.
Which is funny, 'cause that's when I was like a kid making videos, was like things like that. Like if TikTok was around, like they would have been blowing up. I feel like, because that's like the most exciting thing is like, all right, how do you see something like, again, like in a movie, like how do they do that visual effect or whatnot? And then I'm like, I'll try to recreate it. And like there's this one, it's so ridiculous. One of the most ridiculous videos I ever made was, it was me like having like a Mortal Kombat fight with a giant banana. I wanted to make a health bar in like After Effects, and like a stamina bar, and like make it look like a Mortal Kombat kind of a fight. And like I was looking around for like what I could fight, and like this was before like my friends wanted to be a part of it. After this video, they're like, oh, that's sick. We want to be in some of these. But it's literally just me, like, I don't know, 12, 13 years old, just like pretend like I'm in front of a green screen, like doing this, and like just punching this like giant banana that I had. It sounds ridiculous, and it is ridiculous, but it was fun to make, and that's what I loved.
I think it is ridiculous, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
But as a 12-year-old kid to have that kind of insight or vision.
In your mind and creating it, that was the cool part. Yeah.
That's what I mean, that's kind of what I see. It's just that part of it. I think that's interesting.
And also, the movie 300 had just came out, and so there's this thing called a ramp speed, where like they're going from like fast to slow motion and fast again.
Oh.
So I'm like, I need to try that out. So in that video, I tried that out too, and just opportunities to use different effects that I really wanted to learn.
I liked how they do that.
It's
On the
so
300
cool.
was a great movie because
Yeah.
it really just highlights that impact. Or
Yeah.
that, I like it.
Yeah,
Kept to that comic book style.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you know how to do that now then, or is that what you're?
Yeah, that was Yep. It's a lot easier now than it was back then
Yeah.
too. Like they're making all these tools so much easier to use than when I was doing it back in 2010.
Back in. I don't think
in,
that
I know,
fits.
I know.
When you
That
say
was
back in,
16 years ago now.
back in to me is like, you got a refrigerator?
In the world of computer programming, 16 years
Yeah.
and actually it was longer than that, because I was 14, so I was like 18 something years
We're
ago.
going to stop going down this.
Okay, there we go. All right, yeah, sorry. Yeah, yeah.
We're just going to be general about timelines.
Okay, deal.
all right?
Yeah. We have
Notice he didn't go back to the part where the hammer and the chisel on the stone tablet.
Yeah.
Back when I learned how to type with my chisel and the hammer.
No.
So what? So after you do your organ icons, right?
Yeah. Yep.
After you do that project, what do you have any other things in the back burner?
Oh, that's my main focus right now. Is I just make that become pretty much like my full-time thing. Which it might take some time to get there, but that's my number one focus right now, is getting organ icons off the ground and at least getting a few people to check it out. Ideally to make it self-sustainable so that I can because right now it's going to be self-funded and getting it off the ground, but getting it to a place where I don't need to have it self-funded and can make it enough money to at least be self-sustainable. That's the goal for now. But yeah, I guess the long-term goal would be the studio and having more freedom to create the next show, or the next movie, which it sounds like your friend you're talking about is kind of doing that in Wall to Wall, like creating his own, like that's kind of like my end game goal. So everyone that gets into videography, they want to make movies, really.
Right,
That's the end goal. So again, and now like movies and TV shows or original series are kind of all grouped together. So that's kind of, they're all exciting, and that's kind of the end goal right now.
Is that where you want to go?
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what kind of movie would that be? If you were to pick, what direction would you go? It would be, drama, comedian,
Psychological thrillers.
Psychological.
David Fincher is one of my all-time favorite directors.
Oh, cool.
So something psychological, like a psychological thriller, would be one that I would love to do.
So when you pick out some of your favorite movies that you could see, like, this is where I'm really impressed with this. You talked about, one. Are there any others that you really?
Favorite movies?
Just
that's such a tough one. But I was just talking to, man, I'm blanking on his name, but I was talking to someone I'm always talking about my favorite movies. And I mean, Training Day came up in that conversation. That's not necessarily a psychological thriller, but it's an incredible movie. Have you guys seen that? No. Training Day? Yeah,
It's a classic.
it's a classic. It's a classic, yeah.
What is it called?
Training Day?
Yeah, a lot of people
Yeah.
don't know that Denzel's parts, he kind of just went candid with it.
Oh, yeah?
Some of them, yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
that's
like-
even man. He's such a
He's
good
like,
actor.
nobody's got nothing on me or whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
He didn't. That wasn't in the script.
He's
Yeah.
an incredible actor. Yes, and Ethan Hawke's in it too. It's good. Training Day. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know what I'm going to watch now.
It's actually really good. And
Yeah.
I was going to say on that note too, it is neat to be able to work with people that have such a talent that it must be mesmerizing for you being right there to be
Witnessing
tangibly
it.
right there
Yeah.
with that person. Like you were talking about ad-libbing. You know, Robin Williams was a
Yeah.
genius at it.
Oh, yeah.
He ad-libbed the
man.
entire Aladdin movie.
I know. Yeah.
You know, I mean, from beginning to end, it was just like he was just winging it.
Birdcage.
And I'm like,
Birdcage. Do you remember that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with the butler, that part
Yeah.
where he's got the
Oh.
pot and he almost falls and they start laughing.
Yeah. Well, I forgot the actor's name too. Is the butler, but that's a
Yeah.
classic
he's
movie
one
too.
of those that everybody knows him but doesn't know his name
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah. Hank Azaria, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's done a lot of good stuff.
Yep.
Brockmire,
Exactly.
Brockmire is probably one where he was the focal. That was a crazy
Yeah.
show.
Oh man.
But I don't know. So yeah, I just for you to be there like that would just be, that would be amazing. I mean, that would be something that anybody could imagine just being able to be there and say, you know, to tell somebody that actor status and go, oh God, can you please just do this? You know? I watch a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that you would
those
be
are the
dealing
best.
with, and I think it's neat.
Yeah. Also, I miss DVDs because you had like the behind the scenes features.
Yes, I love those.
I'm like, yeah, or even
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I miss those. Well, you can find a lot of those on YouTube now, like the behind the scenes of whatever movie, and those are so much fun to watch.
Who's the most famous person that you've
Met.
been around? Yeah.
So I don't know how much I can explain without. So I work at this place in Montana that a lot of celebrities would go to, and so I didn't work. So the reason I went to this place was because I wanted to network. The networking didn't really work out, but it was still an incredible experience. So I got to meet I don't know what I'm allowed to say.
Big
I got to
people?
meet people. Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I was starstruck quite a bit. And I didn't get to, I talked to them a little bit. I drove them around and I had some small casual conversations with them. It's a private ski resort that they go to be
Very cool.
Anonymous.
anonymous. Yeah. And we signed NDAs to be there, but it was
Well,
a
you
great
can
experience.
say, but yeah, it's,
So I met a lot of really cool people and
They're just human.
they are, yeah. And there's a lot of sports. I'm not big into sports, so there's a lot of like really famous athletes there, and they would usually choose me to move them around because I didn't know who they were, and they love that. They love not being known for a little while, you know. So
I
it's
think that would be really wear on you after a while. Like,
it's exhausting. You got to
can't
be
even go
like,
to the grocery store without somebody mobbing you. Like, sign my autograph, sign my shirt.
but on the movie I worked on when I was 16, the actor Lance Henriksen, if you know him.
heard the name, yeah.
So he was Bishop in the Alien movie. He was also in Terminator. I forgot his role in Terminator. He has like over 100 credits on IMDb in movies. So he played the grandfather role in My Dog the Champion. And then also, I'm blanking on his name, but he was in Hannah Montana. He played, Cody Lindley is the actor's name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he was in that, which I don't know if you guys were Hannah Montana fans, but
I went to the concert.
did you?
They just had her 20th anniversary.
That's right.
of it,
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's right.
I
That's the
didn't watch
actress.
it.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah, it's Miley
occasionally-
Cyrus.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah,
she's
no.
the lead in it.
No, no.
Yeah, so he played like her celebrity boyfriend or something in the show. I don't know. I didn't really watch it when I was a kid, but
I took my daughter to the concert, Hannah Montana concert.
was it good?
It was good. It was the loudest concert I've ever been to because of all those little girls can scream.
Oh man.
God, that pitch. would
my
just-
Yeah.
my
Oh.
ears hurt for like 3 weeks afterwards.
Is there anybody you would want to work with? I mean, because I know that by the time you get to your journey where you get to be like with high end celebrities, things like that. But is there anybody you'd like to work with? Like that? Is there anybody within reach that you're trying to get to at this point? I mean, if you're looking down the road and you're saying, is there anybody that you'd really think would be fun to do that with?
Yeah, for Oregon Icons, there's a rapper from Portland called Abine, and he would be awesome to have on the show. There's beyond Oregon Icons. I don't know. There's no one in particular. I'd be excited to work with any of them, really. I mean, Denzel Washington, are you kidding me? If I had the opportunity to work with him, yeah, that would be a dream come true.
So rapid fire questions.
Okay,
You
all
ready
right.
for this?
I don't know. Maybe, sure.
I'm gonna start out with some easy
think-
ones.
Yeah, all right.
Ready?
I think
Okay.
so, yeah.
A nice stroll on the beach or a hike in the mountains.
Hike in the mountains. Do I explain why or just...
Yeah, if you want to tell us why, go ahead.
I don't know why I pulled that. I don't know why for that one. Oh man, because I was in Montana. The thing I loved about Montana was the mountains. I love the beach. They're both great. Either one's a great day. Yeah.
Favorite color?
Blue.
Why?
Because
No,
I'm
I'm just
colorblind.
Okay.
and red. Yeah.
funny.
And I hate red and green.
Doing what you do and
Yeah.
you're colorblind.
Yeah.
That's
So
interesting.
the funny thing about that is I tend not to tell too many people about it because they automatically assume. Well, there's many reasons I don't, but like for my job, like, oh, then you must get these colors wrong. But I use vector scopes and histograms, and it tells you exactly what the color in the frame is supposed to be. And if you like highlight the skin, it says there's a skin line. So there's tools that I use and rely on for color grading, but. Also, when you're colorblind, the number one question you get is, what color is this? What color is that? And if you get it right, they're like, you're not colorblind. I'm like, okay, sure. So, blue, because of that, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Christmas time, it's just one solid color.
If you could be a superhero, who would you be?
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
yeah.
Do you have a hero in your life?
Oh, I have a lot of heroes in my life. I mean, my parents are an obvious one. They encouraged me to do what I'm doing now, and they gave me the opportunity to do what I'm doing now. Heroes as in like people I know, or heroes in general? Okay.
Anything. Could be Fred Thompson.
That's true. Fred Thompson is a hero. Like the actual definition of a hero. Fred Thompson is that. So yeah, he could be my hero too. I would say a hero / mentor of mine is this guy named Sean Newton in Montana, who actually started the Under the Big Sky show, the one with Red Ants Pants. So when I dropped out of college and worked for the Montana Television Network, he kind of took me under his wing. This guy is frustratingly good at what he does. He's got a photographic memory, and he saw my passion, so he was kind of like a hard ass because he knew I could he was very like a lot of constructive criticism in a really good way because he knew like I was eager to learn, and he was just the ultimate mentor. Like he taught me more than I could ever learn in school, like under his wing. So he's a hero mentor of mine.
Favorite food?
Favorite food? I gotta go with Automo's Pizza, the power forward.
It's my favorite pizza up until we had this new one.
Yeah? What is it?
It's the Bull Rider.
The Bull Rider.
It's
Okay.
a Chipotle
Yeah?
lime barbecue chicken pizza with sausage, pineapple, and breakfast bacon.
Okay.
And I'm telling you,
Oh, yum. All
so you have
right.
to try that.
All right. After this, I'm gonna have to get a Bull Rider pizza from Automo's Pizza.
You can do half and half.
I'm
See
getting
what
one on my way out of town today.
And then he's like, I'm taking a nap.
Least favorite food?
Least favorite food. Oh man, I am not picky. There's not a ton that I don't like. So off the top of my head, cantaloupe because I'm allergic to it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an odd one to be allergic
That
to, but
is
yeah,
way out there. Never
runs
heard
in the
that one
family. Yeah, so don't bring cantaloupe if you're ever around me.
Would you rather take the stairs or the elevator?
This year, this version of Andrew Yancey will be stairs. Yeah, this is my health year.
You getting in the health
Yeah.
kick, huh?
Yep, I'm
Awesome.
the healthiest I've ever been currently. Yeah.
Oh, what took you on that journey?
Last year I was very unhealthy, and it got to the point where like my sleep was crap. I was on a terrible sleep schedule. I was eating Taco Bell a lot. I was just not treating myself well. New Year came around, and I dialed in my sleep schedule, which I think is the most important thing you can ever do. I go to bed. I have an old man schedule now. No offense, but I go to bed at like 9:30. I want to keep moving on and get up at 4:30.
I love it. He goes, no offense.
And
And
he
he
looks
looks
at
right
you.
at me. I'm like, whoa.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thanks
no,
for that
yeah,
one.
yeah, you got it.
Rapid fire questions. Speed us.
Yeah. No, people are calling me old all the time. I'm like in bed by 9. I'm asleep by 9:30. But like that consistency has changed my life. Getting up early and exercising, eating well. So yeah, yeah.
Dog or cat?
Dog for sure.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee. Yes, coffee. I'm trying to switch to tea. I don't know why, but yeah, coffee. I get like 8 shots. I'm a coffee addict.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Energy drinks?
I'm
Just stick to coffee.
Yeah, I used to drink more energy drinks, but the health kicks. I'm kicking this out.
So you're more of a morning person?
I am now. Yeah.
Okay.
As of 2026, if you would have asked me at any point in my life prior,
Well, I would think being photo editing and that type of stuff,
Yeah.
you would do your stuff during the day, and then at night when
Yeah.
nobody's around, you can really focus. And
I used to
do
do a
your
lot of
editing.
all-nighters,
Yeah. I
Because again, like
remember
the
that.
flow state, like because there'd be times we'd be working all night and then go to networks at 6 in the morning.
Yeah. And I'd get an email at 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay, I checked this clip out. I just finished it.
Yeah, there was a lot of
And I
that.
was like,
That was
oh.
that was my rapid fire question because most people that I know that kind of do what you do hang
Mm-hmm.
upside down in a closet in the dark.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like you're like that's where your world is. It's just to
Yep.
be where there's no sound, no nothing, where you can really just kind of really hone in. 'Cause
Yeah.
during the day, there's just so much like energy out there.
There's
just
so
go,
much
go, go.
distraction. It's the flow state. It's as corny to say, but like it really happens. Like it's tough for me to get at the office because people come in with questions and whatnot. But like in the middle of the night, everyone's asleep. It's all dark. I have like my headphones on, like listening and editing, and I can just before like 8 hours will go by. I'm like, oh crap, the sun's coming up. Like, better hurry up.
Yeah, I like that.
What's something you could tell your younger self?
That's a great question. Man, I feel like that one deserves some thought, but I guess just keep going. Get healthy quicker. Don't wait till 2026 to start it. I guess that's such a good question. Well, what would you tell yourself?
Don't doubt yourself.
Yes, that's great. Yeah.
Don't doubt yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't doubt yourself. Yeah, have more confidence. Yeah, don't doubt yourself. Do more, like not do more, but like don't be afraid to like film more or like I think in the beginning stages of learning this, you're afraid to look like a fool. You're afraid to admit to anyone that you don't know what you're doing. And now it's funny, like the more confident you get in it, the more comfortable I'm able to admit that I don't know what I'm doing or or ask questions. Like we'll have these guys come out for like these political shoots we do every other year, and these guys are at the top of their game, and I was nervous to be around them, and they would ask me a question, or they would ask me to like grab something. And I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I want context clues. I'll try to figure it out, and I wouldn't ask like follow-up questions like, well, can you explain what that is? So I didn't want to look like a fool, which ended up making me look like a fool. So now I would say just being more confident in asking questions and yeah, I don't know how to properly say that, but that was
Be
it.
more curious.
Be more curious, yeah, and I think that's one
yeah.
of the most important traits is curiosity.
Yeah, I love that.
What would you guys tell your younger selves?
Slow down. Enjoy things a little bit more. Be more healthy. I tell all my staff members that are younger than me, like, take care of yourself while you're young, because it gets really hard when you're older. And so that's really important. And I think that's the number one thing. Just slow down a little bit, and be a little bit more forgiving for yourself and stuff like that. I think
Yeah, that's a good one.
You have a good one. You have a good one.
Yeah,
And here I go.
All right, yeah, a lot of pressure.
go.
I
Yeah.
would say to understand the difference between wild and reckless. For me, I was very reckless when I was younger, and it cost me a lot of different things. So, because I always tell people, that wild puts you in jail and gets you in a lot of trouble. I'm not wild, I'm sorry, reckless does. Wild means you can just go out there and have fun and enjoy yourself but understand where that balance is, and that's tough when you're young, because I had to tell my kids, they're so like, I'm like, God, you guys got to do some stuff, do some like negative stuff or whatever. They're like, so what you trying to say? And I'm like, yeah, I do, Go to a kegger, go to a bonfire, stand on a roof and jump into a pool. I mean,
Yeah, make those mistakes young.
do something, but that would be mine. It's just back in the day I was more reckless than wild, and
Yeah.
I wish that I would have understood that a little earlier,
Right.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
that's a good one.
Thanks for coming on to our show, Andrew. I'm really looking forward to following your new project, your Icon of Oregon, Icons of Oregon.
Oregon Icons.
Oregon Icons.
Yeah.
Let's get it right.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to seeing where it goes and get connected on that.
Yeah.
I like the name, by the way.
Thanks. Yeah.
I mean, it's really
What is
good.
it?
Oregon Icons.
Hey, nice.